fishing today, and all we have to go on is that at some point there used to be a house here, and it was way before the landowner, way before his time. But they found it when they were cutting an irrigation path for some power lines for the irrigation unit, and it messed up the ditch witch, and it was a rock well, and they wound up filling it up. But he said that he knew that there would have been a house right here, and some of the stories that he heard when he was a little boy. And there's a Confederate cemetery over there as well. So anyways, we're just out here looking, and I'm finding some pottery. I haven't found anything good yet, just some shotgun shells and stuff, but there's some pottery right there, some sort, like an old cold cream bottle maybe or something, but that's it's probably 1920s, 1930s. But there's a bunch of it around here, and we're just kind of walking around. I think Bo he's over there. He's got something going on. So we've been riding around just looking and kind of scouting a little bit. Nothing really to write home about. I left my shovel. I think Bo's rubbing off on me. I left my shovel in the truck, and we're on the landowner's Kubota. So if I find something cool, I'll come back to you guys as soon as I hit another target. So far, it's just shotgun shells. I'm going to change my, I guess I'm going to change the name of my channel to Harry Head Stamp or something. I don't know, man. That's terrible. All I'm hitting is old, but they're old shotgun shells. I mean, that's good. We're getting close to older stuff, but anyways, so we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, so got one of those scratchy irony signals, and obviously I don't have my shovel, so I have to get on my hands and knees. There's ants everywhere, but I've got that irony scratchy signal, and I'm just now down to it. So thought maybe we dig it together, maybe be disappointed together, but there it is right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. That looks like it is either a piece of an old plow bit, or I don't know, maybe a piece of an old cast iron vessel of some sort. I don't know. I know it's iron now. We'll look at it later, and we'll get back to you just as soon as we find something else. All right, so had kind of a mid-tone signal, I guess, or low iron signal, and but I'm going to dig it anyways. I'm in a tractor rut right here. Oops, get my finger out of the way. I'm in this tractor rut right here, and I wanted to dig it up, and I'll explain to you in a minute why I'm digging these signals. Well, I mean, I can tell you now, but it's going to be an iron signal. It's jumping around 60 to 70, but it's probably either going to be a shotgun shell or something like that. I guess it'd help if I turn on my pin pointer. I'm right on top of it here. I don't know. Right there. So I'm having to dig with my Garrett shovel, because I left my shovel in the back of the truck, and we're way out on this farm. We were scouting around looking, and like I got a bunch more examples, but here's some brick. We finally found some pottery and some redware, some clay, some different things. So we know that there was a house right here. It's just a matter of getting down to the nitty gritty, and with it being plowed up so much, it makes it hard to find where everything's at. I think this is my, yeah, Well, unfortunately, there's just a piece of trash down there. It was wadded up, so it had a really funny signal to it. Scratchy, I guess you could say. But, so we'll set that right there. And we'll set that right there. So we finally, like I said, I found a spot where there's a lot of different, just a lot of different telltale signs, and this is one of them. This is not the best glass I've got. I've got some more over on the Kubota, but if you look at here, this is part of an old bottle, which is not super old. You got the lip on there, and the reason I save and look at some of this stuff real close is because sometimes you can find a maker's mark or a specific design. This is depression error glass here, and you can see the little feathers inside of it there. It would have been had some kind of a design on it, and it could have been a salt shaker or anything. But sometimes that'll help you date the area that you're hunting and kind of know where you're at. Now I know this is depression error glass. This is purple glass. So but it would have been a vessel of some sort, whether it was a salt shaker or cold cream or medicine or whatever. But we're looking for it around here, and there's signs of it. I did find a really nice handmade brick. There's also a lot of trash, and you got to remember that there are layers and layers of history. For example, this is your now layer. This is then and before, and it just keeps going and going and going until you get down to the bottom, and that's where the good stuff's at. So anyways, we're going to keep on talking about it. We're going to keep on looking. The chig's up there somewhere looking around. So anyways, thank you all so much for kind of bearing with it. I mean, it's been kind of a dry spell, but we want to try to make it as educational as possible. And I've learned a lot about about looking for old home sites and the smallest of telltale signs. And I've talked about that in other videos before. You know, how do you know something was here? First of all, we talked to the landowner, and he told us a little bit about it. And then we drove around the farm, and we've been scouting, and we found little shards of glass and bits and pieces here and there. Got out, started detecting, and found the iron. And it's just that it's been plowed up and turned over. It's so deep that it makes it tough. But I can come back here year after year and hunt. So fortunately, the farmer's not planted anything in this field yet. It won't be long, and we'll be out of here. But come harvest season, we'll be able to start over. So anyway, we'll get back to you just as soon as we find something else. All right, so Bo's making his way back over to the mini rig here, so the Kubota. And I was just going to show you some of the stuff that I found out here in the field. We were just on a scouting mission and hoping to really find some old home sites. But as you can see, somewhere in there is a well and the remnant of an old house, and it's really, really thick. So we're not even going to try to go in there. And there's poison ivy, there's lots of ants because of all the rain we've had out here. But the field is really plowed up really nice. So anyway, I thought I'd show you some of the stuff and how we figured out that there was a house here. And I've said it probably several times through this video, but this is the first brick that I have found. It's an old brick, and it's been hit by the plow several times. And here's another piece of brick right here. This has got some brown on it, so it may have been a little more modern, but it may have been in a fireplace of some sort. And it could have been an old chimney sitting there, and they just plowed over it. And a piece of iron, I'm not sure if that's, it's pretty rough, so it very well could have been a piece of a pot or something. It's got a little curve to it, so it could have been a pot of some sort or just a piece of flat iron. I don't know. It could have been inside of a wood stove. And clean it up and see if there's anything on it. So here's another little piece right here of brick, and another little iron doodad here. Could have been a nail, could have been a hook. Who knows? Could have been a piece of a horse bit or something, I don't know. But we've got, again, we've got a bunch of shotgun shells, and a lot of these are old shotgun shells, so they date back into the 1800s, which is good. The new club actually had one. I don't know what I did with it. It might be this one. No, that's a Western Winchester. But anyways, I had another one in here that had the star around it, the new club head stamp, which may have been that one right there, yeah. That's new club, and it's got the head stamp around it. And I know from looking at these before, looking them up, they were made from 1867 up to 1911 with that star around it. And this is even older. This goes back even further here because it's a high brass. It would have been what they call high brass, and they were all paper. There's paper down in there amongst all that dirt. You can see some of it still. That's all paper right there. So, and then we found some really old pottery, and this is this would have been like a crock, maybe like an old butter churn, or just a water crock, or it could have been a part of a bowl, like a hand washing bowl or anything like that. And I found several pieces of it. And then we get into the depression glass right here. And the reason I saved it was because you never know. If you look at it close and clean it up, sometimes you can find a number or a maker's mark. And there's a piece of that, probably was like a water pitcher or something like that. So it's very encouraging to find stuff like this. Here's a piece of an old medicine bottle or hair tonic or whatever. But that is definitely an old bottle. I think that may even be blown glass. Just the green tint's what's throwing me off, because I'm not a bottle expert or a glass expert by any means. But sometimes when you find the bubbles and stuff in there, you can tell that it's, you know, hand blown glass, and it would have more of a kind of a lead look to it, and would have had lead in it and stuff. And this here's another. This could have been a medicine bottle of some sort with a cork in it too. And this is a piece of old case glass where they would actually pour it into like a mold, a sand mold or something. Lots of irregular, marks in it and stuff like that, where it just wasn't really super smooth. But that's very encouraging, because that is Civil War, pre-Civil War, I think. And here's another one that has a rim around it. That could have been, a jar. So, and that actually had a little bit of a number or something left on the bottom of it, some ID mark, but it's chipped out, so you can't really tell. And then this is some redware. This is would have been a vessel of some sort, and so I'm kind of excited to see that. I don't know when the lines came in. I mean, for all I know, it could be part of a garden pot, modern, but I don't think it is. So, anyways, that's just some of the stuff that I found out here. So I can come back anytime I want. It's private property. The landowner has given me permission. So I'm pretty excited about it. Here's a piece of an old, that's later era, but piece of a tin can, which would have sure enough been probably 30s or something. Modern shell casing, probably 308 or something. But anyway, all in all, it was a pretty good scouting day. Bo's back up there somewhere. I don't know where he's at. He's probably found some good stuff, because he's really hammering it hard over there. I left my shovel in the truck, so I've been digging with a hand shovel. So I thought I'd take a break and just show you some of the stuff I found. So, but that really, excuse me there, I got sweat dripping. So that really gives you an idea of when you're driving down the road and you look out into these old fields and look for shiny things in the sunlight. A piece of glass may throw a little glare. Pull over, jump out. If you know the landowner, call him, knock on his door. just, you know, you don't have to detect it. You can just walk out there and look at some of the glass and maybe try to determine what era it came from. And if it's someplace you really want to dig and you feel strong about, find the landowner. Go knock on the door. Introduce yourself to him. Tell him, you know, you're into saving history and all that good stuff. And you never know. A lot of people are open to that kind of thing, and a lot aren't. But I'm pretty excited about this place. I'm definitely going to come back in the winter, and especially after the ground has been harvested and that kind of stuff. So it'll be a little flatter, a little easier to maneuver and navigate through here. But anyway, that's about all I have right now. I'm sorry the video is so short. I'm sorry I didn't find anything super exciting cool, but to me that is super exciting cool because there is a Civil War private little cemetery over here, and there are some flags. There's a CSA marker in there, so I'm pretty excited about this area, and we'll have to come back and see what we can find. All right, so all right guys, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to build the channel. I want to make this as much your channel as it is mine, and I want to try to teach the new people. I mean, some of the older detectorists are going to go, man, this is boring. I know it is. It's but I want to teach the young guys. I want to bring new people into the sport. I don't want them to be discouraged that this is all they found were a couple shotgun head stamps and just that kind of stuff. I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to keep moving forward. I want you to study it. I want you to look for those kind of things. So anyway, all right, guys. Ooh, gnats. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching Relic Hunting with Rick. I don't know who Rick is. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. I'm rambling. All right. God bless you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.